Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to check in with Ferris State Volleyball, and with us, head coach Tia Brandel-Wilhelm. Coach, welcome again to the show this week.
Great, thanks for having us.
I know a big week for your team this past week. Obviously got a big win on Tuesday night against the number 18 team in the country in Hillsdale, and then a nice win against Grand Valley State on Friday. Two big wins in terms of the regional rankings.
For sure, two really big wins. Hillsdale is such a really good team, and they've won a lot of games, ranked in the top 20 for sure, and a really good team. And to play at their place with their crowd kind of fired up and excited. So it was really nice to go down there and to play well and to come away with the win.
Obviously, taking on Hillsdale on Tuesday, that's a non-conference match now. It used to be a conference rival.
Yep.
How important is it to be able to continue that relationship and take them on, whether it's home or on the road?
Yeah, it's really good. We made an agreement to play this year, and we'll go there and next year at their tournament. But just being able to, have it's only 3 hours away, so it's a nice trip, and just to be able to get that cross-conference play within the region is so important.
As we go to the highlights, we'll go to Friday's match against Grand Valley State, and obviously coming in off that win, a lot of momentum for your team. Did that make it tougher maybe to focus in on this match on Friday?
I think that's something that we work on a lot, is trying to make sure that we come back from wins, and losses too, of course, but just being able to kind of, flip the switch and move on to the next opponent.
Obviously, you took on Grand Valley earlier in the year, and it was a highly contested match.
Yeah.
They won 5 sets. Maybe talk about the performance and what you learned from that first match that helped you here in this match.
Well, I'll say that both teams have improved quite a bit since then, so we knew it was going to be a little bit different match. Grand Valley, they made a few errors that they, in some situations that, definitely gave us a little bit of an edge there. But it was definitely, even though it was 3-0, it was definitely a really close game.
Obviously, you get this first set here. Katie O'Connell leading you with 16 kills, 16 digs. Had a big week for you.
Yeah, she did. So her whole week was really good. Like she's growing, coming into her own a lot as a player right now, and I feel like we have a good, we're doing a little bit better job of running the offense and putting her in good situations to hit the ball.
Obviously, when you're on the road in an environment like this, winning that first set, how important is that as you try to clinch the victory?
Yeah, I think anytime you're on the road in the conference, just starting off strong is important. You want to kind of keep the crowd, a little bit down a little bit.
A little unique here, kind of an afternoon match in Allendale, a little different than traditionally when you've played there at night.
Yeah, usually we play there. I feel like it's often during the week on a 7 o'clock, and the whole athletic department's there. But it was definitely a little bit smaller crowd, a little bit quieter crowd than we've seen there in the past, for sure. How
challenging is it to take on a team like Grand Valley, where the players on both sides know each other so well?
Yeah, I think that's what you get when you get into the gliac is. You play those first couple weekends of the season, you're playing other teams, you don't really know them well. But once you get into the gliac, you've been playing against some of these girls for 3, 4, sometimes 5 years. So you really have a sense of who they are. And they the same for us. They know, you know the style of play and the things that you have to do. So that always adds a little bit of a challenge.
They always say it's tough to beat a team twice. You beat them the first time. What was important here in terms of the keys to winning the second match against them?
I think for us, we were trying to spread our offense out, and that was a big thing for us. Trying to put and some of the things that were big for us, we didn't actually get to. We didn't do very well. But I think spreading the offense out and trying to change up the tempo and just trying to get their defense so there's a little bit out of system and out of rhythm with their defense.
Obviously a close third set right there. You win it 26-24, and
yeah.
Now 19-4 overall. A big match in terms of the divisional standings, as it gave you a 2-match lead in the gliac South.
Yeah, that's. I don't even think we, as a team, were really super aware of that. Maybe a couple of the players, but it's not even something that this team talks about. We're just really focused on, just trying to do well in the match. And I know that's all coach speak, and we say that a lot, but this team really is. They're just really focused on what's the next match. What way can we get a little bit better today so that we can do what we want to do in that match.
Obviously, 14 wins in a row here. What have been some keys in terms of those younger players really continuing their development here over the past month or so?
It's that mindset. Like one day at a time, we're just trying to get a little bit better, and we're trying to put things up on the board. Like what is a way that I can get just a little bit better this week or today, and we talk within our family groups a lot about things that we can do just to get just a little tiny bit better every day, and then hoping that can translate into the team being a lot better.
Obviously back on the road this week, taking on Purdue Northwest and Parkside, and two
Yeah.
teams you've seen before, challenging again going on the road to take on these teams for a second time.
Yep, this whole last half of the South Division is all on the road for us, which is a little bit unusual. I'd say three weekends in a row, but I think this team is really fun to travel with. So it's easy to get on the bus and easy to go into another gym and do well. I think. I think that we can be as good on the road as we are at home as a team because they work together so well.
Obviously, just a couple weekends, hard to believe, left in the regular
Right.
season here. And
Yeah.
maybe talk about the importance of these last few matches, not only for the conference, but the regional rankings, which will start to come out this week.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe it's November already, right? We have just these few matches left, and really important for the conference standings because at this point, everyone's trying to jockey for seeding and trying to get home court advantage for that quarterfinal round for the conference tournament. So that's a big deal for us. And then for regional rankings, every match it matters so much. And this week will be the first regional rankings, and we'll kind of see where things sit. But usually there's a big shakeup between the first and the second week. So it'll just be interesting to see. I think for us though, I mean, there's not much we can do about that. We can't really control what other people do, and so for us, it's just a matter of recognizing that all that is out there, but knowing that we just have to take care of business and practice today.
Obviously, as you go and look toward the postseason, going into the conference tournament, a lot of teams very capable of winning this GLIAC tournament this year.
I do think so. Yeah, I think that's the case every year. I think the top half of our conference is really competitive, and a couple of teams, if they just get it on a roll, even can do better. So I think it'll be like most years. I think it'll be a fun tournament, and it'll be really interesting. And we just hope to be a part of it and to be in the mix of it.
Obviously, for your kids that had an opportunity to play in the GLIAC tournament last spring, how important is that as you look towards this year's tournament for some of those freshmen that you had back in the spring?
Yeah, I think, last year was so weird, right? And the tournament was just so different than how we do it. So we almost feel like this season is really the first time in the postseason for most all of us on the team. So we only have a couple players who have been in the postseason before. And so, we're looking at it as a brand new adventure and just trying to make sure everyone understands how it goes, but, stay focused on the day and do the best you can that day.
Well, Coach, congratulations on a great week. Best of luck
Thanks.
as you travel to Parkside and Purdue Northwest this week.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.